Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing my own nails, so I thought I'd show you what I'm doing because why not? So I'm starting with Shy Time and I'm just going to pop on a couple of layers of this on the base of my nail. I have already got some builder gel on there just to protect my nails. These are my natural nails. I don't really ever use extensions on my nails unless I'm trying things out because my nails grow very, very long and very, very strong, so I don't need to do too much to the base of them. So like I say, I've just popped on some Shy Time just to kind of fill in any bits where my nails don't have a lot of colour, because I'm very, very pale and my nails are also quite pale and they can look a bit anemic, do you know what I mean? So sometimes I just need a little extra pop of colour for a little bit of help. So I'm just going in and adding that on all the nails just to make them a little bit rosier. And I'm just going to go in with a second coat of that just to make sure I've got a little bit more coverage. So if you haven't used any of these colours before, we have Shy Time and a few other colours that are designed to be for the background of a French tip. So they're not opaque, they're quite sheer, and it's just to give that kind of natural look so it doesn't look too harsh. Once that's cured, I'm just taking our gel top coat nail sealer, and if you've watched my videos before, you know I love using this if I need to buff the nail down because it's a little bit thicker than a normal top coat. So once it's cured, it kind of protects the nail and the polish underneath, because I'm going to buff the nail down because we're going to do some isolated chrome. So this will just protect it when I buff it down. Once that's cured, I'm just taking our white sanding block and just buffing those nails. I literally just want the top of the nail to not be shiny. I don't want any shiny bits that any chrome can stick to. So this is a really easy way of making sure that your isolated chrome only goes where it's meant to be and not sticking to the background. Once that's done, I've just dusted it off, and then I'm taking Serious Black and I'm just making a bit of a design. So I'm just adding a dot for like the centre of like a flower to kind of design, and then I'm just putting dots around the outside and pulling them in to make petals. Really simple. And then I'm just taking the dotting tool again and just going above those petals just to add in an extra dot for a bit of extra detail. And then it felt like it needed something just around the tip of the nail, so I'm just going to add in a little gradient of dots there too. For the next nail, I'm just doing a design towards the bottom, so I'm doing a similar kind of petal design. I'm just going to add those dots in and literally pull them with a fine detail brush down towards the bottom of the nail, and then I'm just going to kind of fill in the sides of them, as you can see here, so they're a little bit thicker. And I'm just going to join them up a little bit at the bottom too. And I just wanted to add a few dots going up the nail too, and I thought it would kind of like reflect what's on my fingers with my tattoos as well. For this one, I'm just doing kind of like one big flower in the middle, so I'm just doing all of those dots around the outside for the petals, and then I'm going to do a big one in the middle as well. And then I'm just going to join them up in the middle of the flower too, just in exactly the same way as I've done before. And then I'm just adding a few dots at the top and the bottom just to finish this nail off too, because I am a very extra person when it comes to design. I have that too much gene and I don't always know when to stop. So I do tend to go, that's not enough, let's add more to it. And that's exactly what I did with these nails. So they're very me. For the next nail, I'm doing kind of like a French tip smile line with the dots on this one. And I'm just kind of trying to do a bit of a gradient so it's bigger in the middle and smaller on the outside. And then we're just going to do some dots up towards the top of the nail, similar to what we did on the pointer finger as well. And for the pinky finger, I'm just doing another petal design at the top, and then I'm also going to add some kind of swirly lines towards the bottom, just to add a little bit of something else as well. And I think because we're doing like the same chrome pigment on all of these, it will tie them together. And then I thought, I think I need something extra underneath that smile line, especially because you can still see a little bit of my nail under there. And I think I like a bit more distraction than just the kind of white of my nail. So I added a line on there, and then I thought I'll go in and do a second line on my pinky finger as well. And I'm just going to reflect this design on my other hand as well, as best as I can, but we shall see what happens, because it's not always easy doing your right hand with your wrong hand, if that makes sense. So I'm curing those for 30 seconds, and then I'm just taking a chrome pen, and I like this one because it's kind of like in between a gold and a silver, a bit champagne-y. It's not too gold or silver, which works really well with my skin tone, and I'm just going to buff this over the design that we've got, and it will stick really well to the serious black and not to the background. Then I'm just taking a little bit of sponge, and this will just help collect any excess of the glittery particles that are left after the chrome pen, just to make sure that we don't have a load of those in the background of the nail. And then I'm just going to go over with top coat to finish them off. So you can see I actually did do the other hand, and it didn't turn out too bad actually. They're not perfect, but they definitely turned out fine. So when you're doing chrome, I always recommend doing 2 coats of top coat just to protect them. And there we go, guys. I think they turned out really pretty. I'm really happy with them, actually. I think they're very, very cute and very me, and they go with my tattoos, and I love that. If you want any of the products that we've used today, they'll be linked down below and on our website as well. And we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.